You're in all this grace. You're in all this goodness. You're in all this mercy. You're in all this provision. He's great and he's greatly to be praised. Hallelujah. Come on, everybody, lift your hands as we lift our voices. Come on, say, my God is awesome. Come on, say, he can move mountains. Keep me in the valley. Come on, say it, hide me from the rain. That's it. My God is awesome. Praise his holy name. Oh, somebody else celebrate us.
Good morning, Will. Good morning. Good morning, all who are tuned in on today. We thank you for being here on this day. We thank you for all God has done for us. And we have a happy Mother's Day to all who are listening in, all who are tuned in for us this day. We give you praise, honor, and glory. We thank you for taking care of raising those children, raising myself, raising those grandchildren, raising those sisters, your brothers, your aunts, your nieces, and your nephews. We thank you for all that you have done. Before we get started, let us have a prayer. Lord, we thank you again for another day that you have given us, another day that was not promised. But Lord, we are here today, and for that, Lord, we give you praise, we give you honor, and we give you glory. We thank you, Lord, for continuing to watch over us through this past week. We thank you, Lord, for blessing our mothers, and we lift them up to you right now in Jesus' name. Those that may be mothers, those that may be aunts, those that may be sisters who raised and took care and watched over those that did not have anyone else to watch over them. We thank you, Lord, for them right now. We ask you, Lord, as we come on this day, that, Lord, we continue to put you first. That, Lord, you continue to get the praise and glory in our lives. That, Lord, we continue to recognize that, Lord, we are here not because we've been good, but because of your grace and your mercy, oh Lord, and we give you praise for that right now in Jesus' name. We thank you, Lord, for your Son that came, died, and rose again. We thank you, Lord, for your word that you gave us and your Holy Ghost that enables us to understand your word and gives us the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding we need to do all that we need to do. Oh Lord, we give you praise, honor, and glory because, Lord, you deserve the praise, honor, and glory. We just thank you for this day. And Lord, we ask you as we continue on in your presence that you continue to guide us and direct us. That, Lord, as we speak on these days, that, Lord, we'll say things you'd have us say the way you'd have me said. And we'll be careful to give you praise, you honor, and you glory. These and all blessings we believe and receive, we ask in Jesus' name. Those who agree will say amen and thank God. On this day, a few announcements. First of all, I want to thank the members of Hopewell for what they did for the Reese family. They buried their mother on this past Thursday at 10 a.m. at a graveside service. And we thank you for the food and donations that were sent to that family. We ask you to continue to keep in prayer those that are studying with White Duffler, continue to lift them up with Joan. We ask you, Lord, to be with them. We ask you, Lord, also that as we come on this day, that, Lord, you continue to lift up the Seawright family. Bishop Seawright buried his brother this past week. He had to travel to South Carolina and came back on, I believe, Friday morning. He got back Friday morning. So we thank you for all that. At this time, we're still in our COVID-19 restriction, doing the things that we're supposed to do. Before we open up, we're going to get an okay from our bishop. Regardless of what they say in the state, we're still waiting on further direction from the bishop. I will say this, one of the things I do know, once we do open up, one of the directives we still have to have, so everyone get prepared. We'll have to have masks when we come in, and that's one of the restrictions that I know that they have put in. And we also going to try to obtain gloves, so if someone wants to have a pair of gloves when they came, we'll give them back as well. But those instructions will come further down the line. We don't know everything yet, what we will do. We do know that right now we are where we are, and so we're probably going to be this way again next week, but we'll get further directions as we go. Our further thing, I think we're going to have a review of our Sunday school lesson by Brother Ken Davis, and we can ask you to pray for him as he comes, and we will see you in a few shortly. Thank you.
Lord, you are good. You've been so good. Lord, you are good. You've been better than good. I can't praise you enough. I owe you my life. Can't praise you enough. Even if the trying comes, you've been so good. Lift your voice. Come on, tell them today. So good to me. Let's go out here, everybody. You are good. You've been so good. Come on, say, Lord, you are good. You are good. You've been better than good. I can't praise you enough. It's because I owe you, Jesus. I owe you my life. Can't praise you enough. Somebody say, even if I try, it won't work. God, you've been so good to me. Come on, lift up those voices and declare today. You've been so good. So
Good morning. What a blessing to have an opportunity once again to be in God's house. Today's lesson, Peace and Justice Reign, is found in the 8th chapter of the book of Zechariah. Zechariah was born in Babylon during the exile. He was a fairly young man when he returned to Jerusalem in 538 BC. Zechariah encouraged the people to continue rebuilding the temple, whose reconstruction had been halted for nearly 15 years. Zechariah combated the people's spiritual apathy, despair, and overpressure from their enemies, and discouragement. We learn from today's lesson that neglect of our spiritual priorities can be just as devastating to fulfilling God's prophecies today. God warned Israel not to be like their fathers, who disobeyed him and reaped the consequences of his judgment. We are responsible before God for our actions. We aren't trapped by our heredity or environment, and we can't use these as excuses for our sins. The words God has spoken through his prophets a century earlier, before the captivity, still apply to Zechariah's generation, and they are still relevant for us today. As Christians, we understand that God's word endures, and because God's word endures, we must read, study, and apply it. Many people believe that to survive in this world, a person must be tough, strong, unbending, and harsh. But God says you will succeed because of my spirit, though you are few and weak. The key words are because of my spirit. It is only through his spirit that anything of lasting value is accomplished. Many of the older Jews of his day were disheartened when they realized this new temple would not match the size and beauty of the previous temple. But bigger and more beautiful is not always better. What you do for God may seem small and insignificant at the time, but God rejoices in what is right, not necessarily what is big. Be faithful in small opportunities. Begin where you are and do what you can, and leave the rest to God. In today's lesson, we learn that one day Christ will reign in his kingdom on earth. There all his people will live with him. Oh, what a wonderful day we who have accepted Christ have to look forward to. The biblical concept of jealousy, when applied to God's, indicates a profound sense of caring and commitment. God's jealousy implies his right to protect his people and to be angry at those who would hurt them. God wanted to see Jerusalem as a faithful people. He called on them, as well as us today, to strive to be faithful. He promised that his presence would be noticeable and that people would live to an old age and that no one would be neglected. Streets would be filled with young people, with boys and girls, and nothing would threaten their safety. He promised that this remnant would expect to live in a marvelous, even a fantastical experience. What may seem impossible to us is no great thing for God. We are reminded that our God is all-powerful. He can do anything. When confronted with seemingly impossible tasks or situations, remember that with God, everything is possible. We need to listen to what God says, but once he has made a course of action plain, we need to get on with the job and finish it. God promises not to treat them like he had done in the past. God can change his mind and direction, even with us. He can change the direction and course of any situation. God will be faithful, but we also have responsibilities to tell the truth, to be fair, and to live peaceably. If you expect God to do his part, be sure you do yours. When a relationship needs to go from bad to good, someone has to make the first move. The text for today tells of a time when God did just that. The bad relationship between God and his people then and now is solely the fault of the people. Therefore, we should make the first move. God promises great things for us when we actually deserve quite the opposite. Today's lesson shows that he is determined to redeem all who are willing to acknowledge him. Won't you be the first to acknowledge him today? May God have a blessing to the doers, hearers of his holy word. Amen.
No.